Chicago Sky fans, y'all need to be very, very careful in this moment. You need to be very, very careful. It looks like Angel Reese wants out, y'all. Angel Reese seems to be looking for a way out of the dumpster fire that is the Chicago Sky. And I gotta be honest with you,
The Chicago Sky is an absolute freefall, and there's one person at the center of it all, Angel Reese. Once considered the future of this team, Reese's absence has raised suspicions, leaving fans and critics alike questioning her commitment. With her mysterious injury and behavior off the court, is Reese quitting on the team? Or is there something deeper going on in Chicago? Stick around because what happens next is going to shake this franchise to its core.
A lot of people are, calling out Angel Reese right now. And I think we are in a world where when it comes to Angel Reese, everything is under a microscope. And I think there are a lot of people that want to look at everything as a negative when it comes to her. Just like at the same time, it's the same thing with all these players. Like everything stars do is going to be under a microscope. So for me anyway, this isn't the most serious thing in the world, but a lot of people were pointing out that Angel Reese did not show up to Cambridge.
Let's dive deeper into what's really going on with Reese and the rest of the Sky. When Tyler Marsh signed on as head coach of the Chicago Sky, he thought he was walking into a rebuilding project with potential. Fresh off helping the Las Vegas Aces claim back-to-back championships in 2022 and 2023, Marsh's confidence was high. But little did he know, he was stepping into a disaster.
On Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
Man, as much as I want to disagree with Jason, man, but I got to admit, I think you're right. And I want to disagree with him so bad.
With a current record of 8-23, one of the worst in franchise history, Marsh is now stuck in a situation he can't control. And at the heart of it all is a culture problem that's far worse than anyone imagined.
What's up with Angel Reese, man? There's a pattern with this whole injury thing. Okay, first of all, she has a back injury and she's been gone for quite some time. But the report says is day to day. It's been more than a week. Okay, day to day is literally day to day. So, okay, sometimes it feels good, sometimes it's a little worse. Okay, let's just monitor it. But it should be good enough to play at any moment. That's what day to day.
Marsh's post-game press conference after another humiliating loss, this time a 38-point blowout to the Seattle Storm, showed just how deep the frustration runs. When asked about the team's performance and lack of discipline, Marsh didn't hold back. We have to be better. All around, we have to be more locked in, more focused, execute the game plan much, much better, he said.
Three of our starters are out. And so, yes, it's got something to do with that. But like I spoke last game, it's your will and ability to compete. It's something that you always have the ability to do, no matter who's on the roster, no matter who's suiting up. I think that we showed that today. I was very proud, very, very proud of our effort today. It's tough. We had 8 players going into it. One we just signed 7 days ago. So it's tough to get everyone up to speed at the same time. But we came into today with the message of commit and compete. That's been our motto all year.
His voice carried the weight of a man who could see his professional reputation crumbling before his eyes. There just has to be a will to win, and we don't have that right now on a consistent basis. Tyler Marsh didn't sign up for this. He thought he was inheriting a group of young stars like Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Instead, he's found himself in charge of a fractured roster and a locker room poisoned by the mistakes of the past. But what happens next will expose how much worse things have gotten for Marsh and the team, and it all starts with Reese's shocking disappearance.
The details of what's been the difference in our wins and losses, and a lot of it turns into the ability to take care of the ball. And so it's never an excuse. Teams bring pressure. You got to handle the pressure. And so but our locker room is full of professional basketball players. They understand the importance of it. It's just a matter of doing it.
But the real problem, according to Marsh, is the player who was supposed to be the centerpiece of the team, Angel Reese. Since July 29th, Reese has been mysteriously absent from the court, officially listed with a back injury that no one seems to understand. She's missed crucial games, including matchups against playoff contenders like the Indiana Fever. But here's the kicker. Reese hasn't just missed games. She's been missing from team activities entirely. Reese has been notably absent from the bench during games, choosing instead to focus on her rehab in isolation.
But if we're going to be honest, we've seen everybody else that's injured. We've seen their injury. And we have also had updates and heard stuff about their injury. We've seen Caitlyn injury. We've seen Nafisa injury. We've seen Breonna Stewart injury. We've seen Ryan Howard injury. We've seen Jordan Canada injury. We've seen Kate Martin like last night get like we've seen a lot of these injuries. We've seen Eric McDonald. We've seen Sydney Colson. We've seen and we've gotten updates. We didn't see Angel injury. We haven't heard no update to anything.
You'd think a player of her caliber, the one everyone is supposed to rally around, would be there for her teammates in their toughest moments. But instead, Reese has been isolating herself, posting cryptic messages on social media, and completely avoiding the team. Marsh, though frustrated, tried to maintain his professionalism when speaking about her absence. She wants to be out there. She's a competitor. She's a fighter. She's a winner, Marsh said, his words carefully chosen to avoid throwing his star player under the bus.
Making her money and stat padding, but she can't handle losing. I should have known. It's the same pattern with her. Last year she had a wrist problem. This year she got a back problem. Next year what it's gonna be? Lord knows what it's gonna be. But all her 5 million followers that badly voted for her to be on the WNBA All-Star team, please don't try to convince us that quitting is the way to go, because it is not. Quitting is unacceptable. She quit on Unrivaled because her team was losing. She quit on Maryland. You hear me? And I'm pretty sure she would have quit on LSU if they wasn't stacked.
But let's be honest, something doesn't add up here. She's certainly not too hurt to show up on social media or make public appearances. It's hard not to wonder if Reese is picking and choosing when she wants to be involved. And right now, it seems like she doesn't want to be there when the team needs her the most. But Reese's absence isn't the only issue. There's more brewing in the locker room, and it's not what you might expect.
Reese is the problem in Chicago Sky. And I've been telling you this since last year. You're not going to win a championship the way that they're playing right now. I don't care if they have Nafisa on the team, Breonna Stewart, or even Angel on the team. If you play your offense through Angel Reese, you're never going to win a championship. Never. Never. Her way of playing already proved that the Chicago Sky will never win that way. They changed coaches. They changed players. They even traded draft picks. 2 years in, there's no improvement. Actually, they got worse.
As if Reese's absence wasn't enough, there's been something even darker brewing behind the scenes: locker room drama. This is where the story of Chennedy Carter's departure from the Sky comes into play. Carter, who led the Sky in scoring in 2024, was unceremoniously cut from the team after reports surfaced of locker room issues and behavioral concerns. But what's really going on here? Carter's cryptic social media post, which seemed to mock Reese's poor performance on layups, hinted at something much more personal.
We have to be real. The management has been terrible. Jeff P, horrible. Tyler Marsh has been bad. But like I said, he doesn't have much talent on the team, so we don't know if he can actually coach or not. Now, why is people saying, is Angel Reese trying to force her way out of Chicago? Is she done with this organization already in just her second year? And it is a great question. I don't know if man, I think you got to move somebody. Cardoso, you have to get a...
Carter wasn't just fighting for minutes on the court. She was fighting a culture that allowed Reese's behavior to thrive. In the offseason, when Carter was let go, it was supposed to clean up the team's internal mess. But as it turns out, Carter wasn't the problem. She was the symptom. The real issue is a franchise player who is more concerned with her individual brand than the team's success.
We got the Chicago Sky general manager, Jeff P, throwing Angel Reese under the bus? Jeff P said he's had enough of missed layups. Oh my God, Jeff P. When you start acting like this?
What's even more interesting is the way Carter's departure was framed. It was as if the organization needed to scapegoat someone, and Carter, who had the most vocal personality, was the perfect target. But now it's clear, Carter wasn't the issue. She was simply a reflection of a much bigger problem within the team's core. And as the locker room drama continues to unfold, the Sky's offense has become a shell of its former self. How did they go from a contender to this?
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
And it's not just Reese and Carter who are causing problems. The entire team is suffering from missing pieces. Without Carter scoring, the Sky's offense has become stagnant. They've lost 10 of their last 11 games and have failed to break 70 points in many of those losses. It's hard to win games when your top scorer is no longer around and your franchise player is nowhere to be found. Carter, the locker room cancer, is thriving in free agency, while her former team is crumbling. And what makes it worse is that Reese, the player they chose to build the team around, is seemingly checking out. Her absence has left a massive void, one that no one seems willing or able to fill. Imagine being a young player, ready to prove yourself, but instead of support from the stars, you're left to fend for yourself. That's the reality for Chicago's younger players, who are getting no help from Reese and are left without leadership from the veterans. It's a nightmare scenario, and the results are crystal clear. But it's not just about missing players. Let's take a deeper look at the team's roster, which is already in ruins, thanks to some disastrous decisions.
So basically, she made it clear she wanted out, like, that she either asked for a trade or demanded a trade. However, if you guys didn't see it, the end of it was like, obviously it was something like that. Angel Reese, heavy on the PS. Like, it does make it sound like, I mean this makes it sound like she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know. You just never know what's in players' minds, but
it's not just about missing players. It's also about the disastrous roster construction that's come to light. Marsh inherited a roster with huge flaws. The Sky are terrible at spacing, a fatal issue in today's WNBA, and the shooting has been subpar at best. Guards who once thrived from deep are now shooting career-low percentages. It's not a talent problem, it's a system problem. General Manager Jeff Pagliacca, who was responsible for building this team, has been eerily silent as his decisions continue to spiral the team downwards. They've lost key players, traded away vital leadership, and the players they brought in can't contribute at a championship level. Rundrix, this is a team in crisis, and the people in charge don't seem to have any idea how to fix it. The team's defense, which Marsh expected to be anchored by Reese's rebounding and Cardoso's rim protection, has been the worst in the league. They allow 89.5 points per game and a 46.9% field goal percentage to opponents. The holes in this team are glaring, and no one seems to know how to plug them. But it's not just about players or even management. At the core of this failure is a complete lack of leadership. And that lack of accountability is taking a toll. What makes this all even more frustrating is the complete lack of accountability at every level of the organization. Marsh is doing his best to hold the players accountable for their lack of discipline. But how can he succeed when the franchise player is posting cryptic messages on social media instead of showing up to games? When your best player refuses to sacrifice her individual comfort for the team's needs, you're fighting a losing battle. It's not just about basketball skills, it's about mentality. Championship organizations require players who are willing to put in the work, even when things get tough. The Las Vegas Aces, where Marsh made his name, are the perfect example of this. Players support each other, hold each other accountable, and show up for their teammates. In Chicago, it seems like the players are more interested in protecting their brand than building a winning culture. As we look at where the Chicago Sky are now, it's hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. With a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs and no high draft pick on the horizon, this season is effectively over. The mistakes made by the front office are too much to overcome, and the culture problems are too deep to fix in a single season. And what about Angel Reese? Are we really going to see her leave Chicago? When a player with that much talent and potential is this disengaged, it's only a matter of time before she demands a change of scenery. The other teams in the league aren't blind. They've seen the drama surrounding Reese, and they'll be cautious before bringing her on. So what's next for the Sky? Can they rebuild from this mess, or is this the beginning of the end? So, where does this leave the Chicago Sky? They're a team in turmoil, stuck in a cycle of poor decisions and internal strife. Tyler Marsh might be a good coach, but even he can't fix a franchise that refuses to hold its best players accountable. The Sky's future is uncertain, and as the season continues to unravel, one thing is clear: it's going to take a lot more than a change of coach to fix this mess. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Chicago Sky's disaster, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The drama is just getting started, and we'll be here to break it all down for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.